Sent from Disneyland, history in our hand. So much to say about yesterday and the decades we have spanned. Postcards from the park, this journey will embark. See what has changed and what remains on Sent from Disneyland. Sent from Disneyland.
Welcome to the Sent from Disneyland podcast.
Here age relives fond memories of the past.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. On this podcast, we'll take a journey into the past and explore Disneyland, Disneyland history, and more, with mementos, snapshots, souvenirs, and postcards sent from Disneyland, from 1955 to the present. Let's start by thanking my patrons from patreon.com. You can join in at any level to support the show and receive snail mail from my trips to Disneyland and from my desk, plus some sneak peeks and bonus content. Special thanks to Random Olive, the first patron to this podcast, and to the rest of the e-ticket patrons, Tania, Eric Daniels, Monica Seitz Vega, Bill Dreffel, Scott Cagle, Russ Romano, Michael and Christina Cross, Angela Reynolds, and Sheila Harry. C-ticket patrons Serious Inquiries Only, Debbie Weinstein, Jennifer Schneep, Grace Coate, Patty Wolin, and Ben and Noel Bruning. B-ticket patron Joshua Bell, and to the A-ticket patrons Elise Sharp, Zealot Infinity, Alexis Robles, Angel DeBlock, Daps Magic, and the Beyond the Railroad podcast. I am your host, your post-host Clocky, and today we have 2 postcards sent from Disneyland. The front of our first postcard has the backside of water. You can see Schweitzer Falls and a Jungle Cruise boat passing by. If you look closely, you can see some skulls at the end of posts near the riverbank. On the back it reads, "The wilds of the jungle and its beauties are seen in the Adventureland boat ride at Disneyland." It's postmarked November 30th, 1955, with a Newport Beach cancel and a 3-cent purple Liberty postage stamp, Scott number 1035. I assume they visited the park on Tuesday, November 29th, 1955, when park hours were from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The weather was a high of 59 and a low of 50. Park attendance that day was 2,855. It's addressed to Mr. and Mrs. Andrew S. Wold of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It reads, "Lou was over to see us and said you all were fine. We got Ames and Cribbies for Thanksgiving. Clara June and Calvin and Virginia here also. We went to Disneyland today, really had lots of fun. Bob and I really enjoyed it. It was really a show. We saw a lot of Slice's work. Mom and Dad." Going deep into Disneyland's past, we find the Mickey Mouse Club Circus. Walt enjoyed the circus, and looking at some original concept art, a circus tent or a show was usually present around the Frontierland area or the Fantasyland area, or its own circus land. A few ideas were bounced around after the opening of Disneyland for live entertainment, including a Wild West show like the Buffalo Bill show that would tour around the country and Europe in the late 1800s and the early 20th century, or a circus to be added to Fantasyland. The latter was added to the park in November of 1955. The Mickey Mouse Club television show was a success, and every week Thursday was Circus Day. So it was fitting to build a circus show around the club, with Jimmy Dodd, the host and head Mouseketeer, as the ringleader, and the younger Mouseketeers performing on elephants, as clowns, and in some of the acrobatic acts. The tent was raised on November 11th, with 3 rings for all the acts that would be performed in the 75-minute show. And at 75 minutes, the first parade was led by Fess Parker and Walt Disney, opening the circus on Thanksgiving Day, November 24th, 1955. There were no A, B, or C tickets for this show. Guests paid 50 cents to get in, or $1 for priority seating. The show ran 3 times a day, at varying times on weekdays and weekends. A parade to the circus tent would bring guests from Main Street to the circus tent located near where the Matterhorn is today. The parade included many of the performers, as well as some circus wagons and a calliope, purchased from different circuses and repaired for the park. Add some flair to your mail by checking out stamps at Enfield Post. You can explore different stamp options on our Etsy site, grab some great deals by following the EP Sunday Sales on Instagram, or create something special and have her design a stamp array for your invitation or celebration. You can head over to EnfieldPost.com and explore all the different vintage postage stamps you can use on your next card or letter. That's ENFIELDPOST on Instagram and EnfieldPost.com for your wedding and vintage postage needs. Enfield Post is the official postage stamp sponsor of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. The front of our next postcard has the Matterhorn at night. You can see the monorail track at the bottom, and the glowing green base of the waterfall just beyond one of the bridges the Matterhorn bobsleds run past. On the back it reads, Matterhorn at night. Clearly visible from anywhere in Disneyland, the majestic Matterhorn Mountain makes a truly beautiful picture at night. High-speed bobsled runs carry guests down its slopes and through Glacier Grotto. It's postmarked August 24th, 1963, with an Anaheim cancel and a 4-cent Lincoln postage stamp, Scott number 1036. I assume they visit the park on Monday, August 24th, 1963, when park hours were from 9 a.m. to midnight. The weather was a high of 85 and a low of 65. Park attendance that day was 35,185. It's addressed to Mr. and Mrs. Ernest Bray of Oakland, California. It reads, Dear Mom and Dad, we made it here in 7.5 hours. It was a beautiful drive. We're just taking a rest now, so I thought I'd drop you a line. Having a good time, but we're tired. See you soon. Love, Mel and Dolly. The show boasted having 80 animals and 70 performers. This includes Professor George Keller's Feline Fantastics, a wild big cat show from the Ringling Brothers, and acrobats from the Ted Dwayne troupe, which were known for their trampoline work, tumbling, and variations on the human pyramid. During the Christmas season, Santa Claus would stop by and be part of the finale with the classic Disney characters watching a Christmas tree grow from the center ring to the top of the tent. The show did have many problems. Even on the first day, the pumpkin carriage used in the show hit the side of one of the rings and fell over. There were wardrobe malfunctions, some of the animal cages were too close to each other, which allowed for small animal fights to break out. The Mouseketeers were exhausted, working at the park all week, in addition to their television production schedule and their schoolwork. One day, some of the llamas escaped from the show and ended up in the Main Street Railroad station. The Mickey Mouse Club Circus closed on January 8, 1956. After the circus ended, Professor Keller's Jungle Killers, which was part of the show, continued until it was closed to make room for the Junior Autopia. To learn more about Professor Keller, go back to episode 50, Sent with Wild Animals. The circus tent did make its way to Holidayland, which was mentioned on episode 150, Sent from Holidayland, but as mentioned on that episode, it was not protected by the berm and would be torn and ruined by the weather. The circus wagons for the parade were brought back to the studio and used in the movie Toby Tyler and are now on display at the Circus World Museum in Wisconsin. My incoming postcard is sponsored by the Art Throwdown. Art Throwdown, or ATD, is a craft hour on Instagram starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 Pacific. Art Throwdown is a wonderful community of artists who love to share their craft, from creating sticker postcards and coloring techniques to intricate paper cutting and unique crafting. It's always a treat to watch a show and occasionally get some one-of-a-kind postcards from the group. Each host brings something a little different to each show. I'll list some of the regular hosts, or you can follow Russ Romano 2021 on Instagram. The front of my incoming postcard has an aerial view of San Francisco. You can see Treasure Island in the background, as well as the Bay Bridge, but most of the photo is focused on the marina and Oracle Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. On the back it reads, San Francisco, AT&T Park, an aerial view of AT&T Park located in the South Market District along the bay. It's postmarked June 10th, 2025, with a San Francisco Dog Bite Awareness Cancel and a 2 Sailboat Forever postcard postage stamp, Scott number 5747. It reads, 9 June 2025. Clocky. Greetings from Fog City. Stay cool and sack. Time to go flapping down the mail chute. Ciao, C and S. Thank you so much for the postcard. I also received a photo from the sender that shows the great mail chute that still operates in one of the old hotels in downtown San Francisco. I love walking into an older hotel that still has the working brass mail chute system. It's also funny that this postcard is at least 7 years old, as the park has changed its name since 2018. It has had its fair share of names, from Pacific Bell Park from 2000 to 2003, to SPC Park from 2004 to 2005, to AT&T Park 2006 to 2018, and now Oracle Park. Thanks for listening to Sent from Disneyland. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and tell your friends. It would also help to leave a 5-star rating and comment on whatever podcast platform you use. If you'd like to support the show financially, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sentfromdisneyland. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sent from Disneyland, or my website, sentfromdisneyland.com. For questions and comments, send me a postcard addressed to Sent from Disneyland, P.O. Box 44, Hood, California, 95639. This podcast is not affiliated with Disney, the United States Postal Service, or any post office or Disney-related properties. Opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the host and guests of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. This podcast is produced and edited by Clocky McDowell, website designed by Misty McDowell, theme song was written and performed by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. Take it away, Noah.